This is South Korea. South Korea isn't just another Asian country on the map. It's a masterclass in national discipline, intelligence, and long-term strategy. This is a nation that came out of a brutal war, broke, unstable, and with barely any natural resources. But instead of crying about circumstances, South Korea built itself brick by brick, mind by mind, and system by system. South Korea isn't a country that got lucky. It's a country that built itself through discipline, strategy, and sheer determination. Nations with far more resources collapsed under pressure, but South Korea turned weakness into fuel. Today, we will jump into the top 15 facts about South Korea. Facts that explain how this small, war-torn nation rose to become a global powerhouse in technology, culture, manufacturing, military strategy, and soft power. These aren't random trivia facts. These are the structural pillars that shaped modern South Korea, the hard truths behind its rise.
Fact 1. Land and surface. A small country with ruthless terrain. South Korea looks small and peaceful on the map, but the terrain is anything but friendly. Nearly 70% of the country is covered with mountains, steep hills, and rugged landscapes. Flat land is limited, farmable land is scarce, and natural resources are almost non-existent. For most nations, this kind of geography becomes a permanent weakness. But South Korea flipped it into strength. The country used its mountainous terrain to build hydropower, secure natural defense, and design compact, ultra-efficient cities. Because the land couldn't support large-scale farming or mining, Korea turned aggressively toward technology, manufacturing, and human talent. Decisions that later transformed it into a global tech hub. In short, South Korea didn't have good land, so it built good systems. Fact 2. Forests. A nation that rebuilt its green cover from scratch. After the Korean War, the entire peninsula was almost bald. Forests burned, land dried, and mountains stripped of vegetation. The country looked dead. But here's the part people ignore. South Korea launched one of the world's most successful reforestation programs. In the 1960s, the government initiated a long-term national project to plant billions of trees, restore mountains, and protect watersheds. Today, more than 63% of the country is forested, turning barren mountains into healthy green zones. These forests aren't just for beauty. They prevent soil erosion, protect rivers, regulate climate, and contribute to South Korea's surprisingly clean air despite heavy industrialization. This wasn't luck. It was planning, discipline, and decades of consistent effort. Fact 3. Oceans and rivers. Water that shapes the entire Korean identity. South Korea is surrounded by water on 3 sides, making the ocean a core part of its identity and economy. The country has a highly strategic coastline, giving it control over key shipping routes in East Asia. Ports like Busan are among the busiest in the world, turning South Korea into a global trade gateway. Rivers like the Han River, Nakdong River, and Gum River are lifelines for agriculture, hydropower, and urban development. The Han River, flowing through Seoul, is literally the heart of national growth, the symbol of how the country turns suffering into progress. The seas also power the fishing industry, shipbuilding industry, naval defense, and maritime trade, industries that South Korea dominates globally. When a country has limited land but strong oceans, it learns to turn water into opportunity, and South Korea mastered this. Fact 4. Famous cities, engines of growth and culture. South Korea's cities are not just population centers. They are machines engineered for efficiency and innovation. Seoul, the brain of the country. A hyper-modern megacity where business, politics, finance, and technology converge. Seoul is the headquarters of Samsung, LG, Hyundai, and dozens of global giants. It's the city where ideas turn into billion-dollar industries. Busan, the trade titan. One of the world's busiest ports, controlling a massive share of Asian cargo movement. Busan connects Korea to global markets and acts as the backbone of international trade. Incheon, the global gateway, home to one of the best airports on Earth. Incheon represents speed, logistics, and international connectivity. Daegu, Daejeon, Gwangju, each plays a specialized role: textiles, research, industry, culture, and more. South Korea doesn't let cities exist randomly. Every major city has a purpose. This strategic urban planning accelerates economic growth like a machine running on perfect timing. Fact 5. Education system. Brutal, competitive, but highly effective. South Korea's education system is intense, no sugarcoating. Students face long study hours, strict rules, and high expectations. The competition is ruthless, the pressure is real, and the environment isn't easy. But the results? World-class literacy, top rankings in math and science, and a generation trained to think fast, work hard, and adapt quickly. South Korea's economic rise didn't come from natural resources. It came from human resources. Schools emphasize discipline. Universities emphasize specialization. Technical training emphasizes skills, and the whole system pushes students to perform beyond average. This isn't a soft system. It's a demanding one, and that's exactly why it works.
Fact 6. A military built for survival, not decoration. South Korea's military isn't symbolic. It's engineered for survival. With North Korea sitting on the border like a ticking bomb, South Korea maintains one of the most advanced, alert, technology-driven militaries in Asia. Mandatory service builds discipline in every man. While the country invests billions into drones, cyber warfare, missile defense, and one of the strongest air forces in the region. This is not for show. It's a shield forged by constant threat. Fact 7. Chaebols, giant corporations that run the engine. South Korea understood one thing early. If you don't have natural resources, you build your own resources. That resource became chaebols. Mega corporations like Samsung, Hyundai, Kia, LG, SK Group. These companies are so powerful that Samsung alone influences almost 1/5 of the national economy. South Korea scaled globally by creating industrial giants capable of crushing international competition. Fact 8. World's fastest internet culture and digital discipline. South Korea has been the fastest and most stable internet hub for years. They built fiber optic networks aggressively long before other countries even considered upgrading. This fast internet culture didn't just help communication. It rebuilt the entire country's mindset. Quick decisions, fast innovation, instant adaptation. From gaming to tech startups, this digital discipline gives South Korea a global advantage that slower nations simply can't match. Fact 9. A rebuilt nation from ashes to an industrial machine. 1953 के बाद South Korea literally had nothing. The entire peninsula was destroyed. People were starving, land was ruined, economy was dead. Most countries stay crushed after such devastation. South Korea didn't. They rebuilt industries from scratch, focused on manufacturing, invested heavily in engineering education, and transformed themselves into a global manufacturing titan. Ships, electronics, cars, batteries, screens, and semiconductors. This wasn't revival. It was reinvention. Fact 10. Semiconductor dominance, the brains of the modern world. Semiconductors, the tiny chips that run phones, cars, computers, hospitals, rockets, everything. South Korea dominates this space. Samsung and SK Hynix control a massive chunk of global memory chip production. If these companies stop, almost every major tech company on Earth collapses. This gives South Korea a silent but powerful leverage over the world's technology supply chain. Fact 11. A culture strike force. K-pop, K-drama, and global influence. South Korea weaponized entertainment. K-pop isn't just music. K-dramas aren't just stories. Movies like Parasite aren't just films.
Its strategic soft power. Training systems, intense discipline, government investment, high production quality, all engineered to make Korean culture addictive worldwide. This cultural dominance gives South Korea something more valuable than money: influence, worldwide influence. Fact 12. Bullet train development model. Speed plus efficiency. South Korea builds fast. No delays, no drama. Highways, bridges, high-speed trains, airports, ports, everything is planned with accuracy and executed with military-level precision. Incheon Airport became one of the world's best. KTX trains became a national backbone. Busan Port became a global shipping giant. When a country builds infrastructure at this speed, growth becomes unstoppable. Fact 13. A hard-working population with ruthless discipline. Koreans have a reputation for zero-nonsense work ethic. Long hours, strict routines, team discipline, reliability. This national behavior fuels everything from factories to research labs. Even though the system is tough and mentally demanding, the output is undeniable. A nation without resources built its power through the mindset of its people. Discipline became currency. Fact 14. Technological leadership in displays, batteries, and EV parts. Your smartphone screen, your TV panel, your laptop display, chances are it was made in South Korea. They dominate OLED, QLED, and other advanced screen technologies. On top of that, companies like LG Energy Solution and Samsung SDI are among the biggest EV battery suppliers on Earth. South Korea didn't chase trends, they built the trends. Fact 15. A global education model focused on precision. Korean students face brutal competition, long hours, strict standards, and high expectations. Yes, it's mentally heavy. Yes, the pressure is extreme, but the output? Top ranks in math, science, engineering, and problem solving. Universities fuel tech industries, research labs, medicine, and skilled labor. South Korea built an economy powered by brains, not minds. South Korea is not powerful because of land, oil, or gold. It is powerful because it engineered itself. Mindset, discipline, industry, defense, culture, and technology. These 10 facts show you exactly how a war-damaged, resource-poor nation forced its way into global relevance and then global dominance.